Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the inaugural flight of the Walker Air Cargo iniBuilds A300. Now, this was released yesterday, so I have recorded this first thing this morning. The manager of the VA, Either, has done a really good job of getting this livery complete really quickly. Now, first thing to talk about, this is not a freighter aircraft. I know it has been advertised as one, however I have checked some documentation that many people probably don't have access to. This is a passenger to freighter conversion. You can tell this by looking, let's go around the other side where it's shady. You can see these window marks that have been covered up. What that means is, this is an A300 Bravo 4 600 Romeo. It's the extended version of the Dash 600. Now, when it has the passenger to freighter conversion, what happens is that designation changes to Romeo Foxtrot. So it becomes a Foxtrot freighter version at the end. That is different to it being an A300 Foxtrot 4 600 Romeo, I think, which is a freighter when created. So this is slightly awkward because it means there isn't a sim brief profile, so I've made one for myself based on the weights of the plane, copying the A300F that's in there. It's not a big deal. It's a little. I don't know why iniBuilds decided to base it on a P2F aircraft rather than the standard freighter, but whatever, it's done. I've got the plane set up. As you can see from the heat streaking out the back, the APU is running. Frames outside, good. We're getting 50. In the cockpit, with the systems running, we're now at around 40. Before the systems were running, it was at 50, 48 to 50. So we are now ready to go. Let's have a quick look around the cockpit. So it's really nice in here. I have to say it's been modelled quite well. I've got some flashing in here, but I don't know if that's something to do with Vulkan or my graphics driver. It's a little bit weird. So you've got some flashing over there. You can see it on the VOR and ADF are flashing. I don't know if they're meant to. And there's some flashing on these screens. Don't know what that's about. Could be because they're old CRT screens and that's what they do. You can see the overhead panel is so large I've had to make two views for it. There's a lot of information there. Today we're going to be flying from Hamburg to Edinburgh, and I think I'm ready to go. Yes. So, beacon on. We're not pushing back because, as you can see from outside, we can just go straight forward. There's no need to push back at all. Although actually I think we should. Is AVS working today? AVS wasn't working when I recorded yesterday. It is. Right, we're taking off from runway 5, which is down there. So I think we could actually push back. I'm going to be pushing back into a really awkward direction. We'll do it anyway. We'll push back. Because if I go this way, I'm going to smash the wings into that aircraft, so it's better to go the other way, I think. You can see here, there's no clearance for the wings, but back here there is. So it's going to be better to do that, I think. It's going to be a long pushback though. Because what we're going to have to do is push back to here and then to here. So it's a really awkward pushback.
On to Cockpit. Plan acknowledged. Call me through the menu when you're ready.
Okay.
On to Cockpit. Coast driving up.
So actually I'll turn the beacon light off because we don't need it. So let's get ourselves pushed back. I'm going to leave the frames up here for the entire flight so we can just keep an eye on it. And you will have noticed, because I started the plane, everything is ready. I've run through the procedures. I did that because I actually started recording this while running through the procedures, and honestly, there's so much in there, and I was struggling to find things, so I think it's easier to actually do the first flight like this. The next time I fly it, I will run through the checklist because I'll be more familiar then. But if we have a quick look, so we can have a look at the external modelling.
All doors and hatches are closed, ready to connect. Set parking brake.
Parking brake is already set, you muppet. So this is really, that does look very nice. I know that Aether pointed out some issues that they have with the texturing in the paint kit, but in general, you know, the model does look very nice. So there's a thumbs up from me there. Ugh, come on. And of course, the beautiful Walker livery there. I keep getting my mouse stuck.
Now connected and bypass pin inserted. Release parking brake.
Okay. So.
Starting pushback, and you may start the engines.
That is the chrono going. So we may start engines. So beacon on. We are running Pratt & Whitney engines. So ignition selector. Put it to A. Confirm arm lights illuminate. Yes. Check pack valve flow bars extinguish. Yep, they have. Engine 1-2 start switch. So, number 1 goes to open, check oil pressure increasing. So, here's the oil pressure. Which one's pressure? That's PSI. N2 is increasing. At N2 15%, oil pressure low light illuminates. I don't see that. Ah, that was why. Is there a step missing here? Because I have run through this completely. I mean, really, every single step. And there has not been anything here. Ah, there's a fuel lever on at 15%. Yeah, okay. It's my mistake. But the oil pressure won't increase while that's not on, so that's a bit stupid. Okay. So this all looks good. So at 45% N2, blue open light extinguishes. What blue open light? I honestly have no clue what he's talking about. But we can see generator 1 is on, and the engine pumps are on as well. So that's good. Okay, so the engine is now stabilized. So we can now turn on the other engine. So blue open light. Ah, that's the open light that extinguishes. Okay. So at 15%, we turn the fuel flow on. I do really like the sounds that we get on this plane. They're really nice. So N2 should now start increasing because the fuel selector is on. In a second we'll get that usual bump where everything suddenly shoots up. Oil pressure is still low, oil temperature is low, but then There we go, there's the pressure increasing. And the temperature as well. Exhaust gas temperature climbing. And pretty soon we should see, there we go, N1. Coming alive. Perfect. And at 45%, that open light should turn off, so we'll double check that. .45, open light is off. Perfect. So we'll wait for the engine to finish. Apparently we should allow 2 minutes for engine stabilization. And here we go. Still pushing back. Wow. I've never seen a 300 in real life, so I don't know if it's meant to be like that. Those engines look a little weird. But anyway, engines are still stabilizing. So we'll just leave them to it for now. Still got a little bit of time before we actually start moving anyway.
Operation complete. Please set parking brake.
So let's stick those parking brakes on.
Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
Okay, so ignition. Off in normal operations, on in heavy precipitation or contaminated taxiway. So in our case, off. APU bleed. Off if both engines are running. They are. APU master, off if both engines are running. Oh, let's disconnect. Hand signal, thank you. Anti-ice, on invisible moisture below 10, so we're good, we can be on off. Speed brake, so we need to arm the speed brake. Now, here's a good test. Can we arm it? We can arm it manually. I do like it when we can arm them manually. It sounds a bit silly,
Now
but...
it's disconnected and bypass pin has been removed. Hand signal on the right. I'll see you next time and have a safe flight.
Hand signal on the right, okay, we'll keep an eye out for that. So, rudder trim, reset, check 0. Is the rudder trim over here? It is, yes. So it is reset, and it's at 0. Slat flap position, so what did I say in the takeoff? 15 and 0. So let's just zoom over here. You know what, I'm going to put this as a separate view. So let's go to 15 and 0. Perfect. Trim. Now, I don't remember what I calculated earlier as the trim. That is the wind. Is that still the wind? I've actually taken a long time to do this. So it's now 108 actually. So let me just change this. 8. Temperature is 26. Everything else is the same. Let's compute that. We might need to... No, those are still the same. So, takeoff trim should be 0.6 down. Where would I find the trim? There it is. So 0.6 down. Ooh, I can't see it. That's interesting. So, where is the trim? You can see it by there. I don't see any trim showing up. Ah, strange. Let me turn that off. Where do I find out my trim? That's the rudder trim, aileron trim. Oh, transponder. I missed a step. Transponder should be on there. And weather radar can now be on weather mode. So, I guess this is it then. This is the only way to do it. So I don't know, maybe that's probably about 0.8. Should be fine. A bit weird that I can't see the trim very well. So trim is set. Taxi clearance obtained. Okay, taxi light. Taxi light on the nose. Brakes. Release. And then we need to go to flight control. Now, I'm really not sure how much power we're going to get from this. Let's put that up. So, full right, full left, full up, full down, and then we will try left and right, full right, full left. Okay, so that all looks acceptable. Looks like we need a bit more power to get moving. There we go. We are rolling. Let's get ABS up. So we need to go to runway 5. So we are going to head down there and load up taxiways. And head to here. Clear route. There. To there. To there. And then we'll roll up to there. Oops. Roll to there. And around to here. Okay, perfect. Now we can see where we need to go. I will just put that up here in the corner out of the way. So, let's check the brakes. They look good. Everything is working. So, speed brake, auto brake should go to max. Speed brake is armed, transponder, confirm XPDR mode set, it is. Weather radar, use system 1 or 2 on odd or even days. It is the 11th, so it is an odd day. So we will go to system 1. WX displayed, taxi, takeoff config, test. Right. Where will we find our takeoff config button? Where will we find it? Usually these things are actually in a really obvious position, it's just that I can't find it. There we go. Takeoff config, pressed. So we don't need to do line up actions yet. Let's get out here. Oh. Okay. This guy. No, he doesn't like it. Okay. So that's doesn't seem to like whatever it's called. So we've got yaw there. So we're going to have to use the joystick. A little bit disappointing, but it's not the end of the world. We are about to cross the runway. I think what I'll do is I'll just speed up this taxi and we'll get down to the runway, which is down there, down yonder. Right, so we are now just about to approach the runway. Just make this turn to the right. We'll go back outside. I like the outside view while taxiing, it's quite cool. Not quite sure why it swings like that though, that's a little bit odd. I think that's to do with my controller. Because my joystick does actually have a bit of an issue. The yaw control, you know, the stick twist, it's gone a little bit. Okay. Bit of a taxiway excursion there. Right, so we'll line ourselves up and get rid of this now. I said we can get rid of this now. Just got a bit stuck on the grass there. Come on. Just enough to get out and line up. Not advisable, because when you do this you tend to eat dirt into the engines. But for what we're doing here, not such a big deal. Because this is a flight sim. So we'll line ourselves up. I've been told that this plane can really climb, the real-life plane and this one. So I'm looking forward to see what kind of rate we can actually get. There we go. Put the parking brakes on. Right. Brake fans, don't think they're needed. Look at the temperatures, no, they're good. The lights, so we need to put on strobes. Beacons are on, runway turn off should be on, it's interesting. Nav 1 or 2, nose to take off, landing lights on, wing lights on. Ignition, not required. Packs, they are being left on. TCAS to TARA. So, the clock has already started. Throttles advance until they're approximately 40%. They're already at 40%, so let's pull them back slightly. Brakes, rolling takeoff is recommended where possible, okay? Bottom left screw on FCU can be used to activate go levers. Okay. Rudder pedal should be used for directional control. Hold control column forward of neutral position and release progressively to achieve neutral position by 100 knots. It ensures maximum authority at low speed. Okay, we'll try that. So we've got our V speeds. Okay, so let's go then. And let's try this go levers, as they call it. So, airspeed alive. Just pulling back on the stick to release it back to neutral as they said. Right, so we're now at 100 knots. Check. Come on. Stay on the runway. Stay on the runway. V1. Rotate. positive rate. Gear up. We're not actually climbing very far. I think that's because of what I did here. Because for some reason, yeah. Right. Full power, manual throttle. I think this is me. I made a mistake here, I think. Right. So that's retracted. Now we're climbing. That's much better. Right. I did not select an altitude, did I? So put this up to 30,000. Level change. Pull this guy back down. And autopilot 1 on. Heading should be nav. Ooh, that was not a very good takeoff, I will be honest. Altitude currently 6,000 feet. How are we doing? Yeah, not a good takeoff. It's true though. We are getting some fairly rapid climb rates here. Do we have a climb rate indicator, I wonder? How do we zoom out? I guess this one. That would be the zoom out. Auto throttle is on, so we don't need to be worrying about that. VL. I don't know what that is. We're on level change, so it's okay. I guess we could go to a profile. And we're passing 10,000 feet, so landing lights off. Nose lights off. Runway turn lights off. And wing lights can go off as well. Let's have a look then. So, spoilers need to be disarmed. Oops. Perfect. Anti-ice as required, ignition as required, packs on, APU off. Above 10,000. Oh yes, that's true. Do we have... Can we press a button? We can. Can't press a button there. We should be able to press a button here. Go. This one can't be pressed. Interesting. So, seatbelt signs as required. Well, we're not actually... We don't really require seatbelt signs, I guess. TAT infrequent icing range. Okay, so we should put some icing on. Where is my icing? Anti-ice. Mode normal. Okay. And so that means if we come to one of these guys here, probably the bleed, I guess. You can see the anti-ice is on this. Good, good, good. And the altitude is now, the speed is now being managed by the system as well, which is nice. Nice and easy. It's true, we are climbing incredibly quickly. So that's meters, okay. So this is obviously the backup. We may as well leave the backup where it is, I suppose. I'm surprised that we don't have anything that indicates climb rate. Very surprised. Engines are still operating like rockets. Let's put them to climb mode. Now, as it's on auto throttle, I can't imagine it actually needs us to be controlling it. It's changing as the air temperature changes, which is nice. True air temperature is now too cold for ice, so we can get the icing turned off. Below -15, you're not likely to get ice because there's no moisture, so you won't actually find any moisture on the wings building up. So, I am going to carry on then. How long until we get there? Apparently 10:08, and it's currently 8:18. So we've got just less than 2 hours until we arrive. So I will see you closer to the point of descent. Okay then guys, we are less than 5 miles from top of descent. I'm actually quite pleased to see that there is a top of descent marker. I wasn't sure if there would be. So what I'm going to do, change the altitude to our target altitude, which is 4,000. Which does involve a lot of scrolling. I'm guessing there's no click spot on here. No, I can't find one. So it's more like a Boeing system. And what we're going to do, I thought I would be able to, oh no, it's doing it itself. It's automatically starting to descend. It's telling me to retard. I shouldn't need to, I thought, because the engine's on auto. Okay, there we go, so auto throttle is engaged. Now, what does the checklist say? Turn to select cleared altitude and pull. Okay, well it did that on its own, probably because I'm in profile mode. Check P throttle, P descent armed. Okay. During descent, anti-ice should be on in icing conditions. Visible moisture below 10 degrees. So we just have to keep an eye on this, on the tapped temperature. Now, I don't know if you can all see this. This is really weird. I don't like it, I'll be honest. This I'm going to switch to the low. And this I'm going to turn down a little. You can see we've got a little bit of vertical deviation at the moment. And I did notice the feet per minute is in here. It's, I found it on one of them. Where is it? I thought I could see it. Maybe not. That is what controls the feet per minute, but I can't see what our actual feet per minute value is. I don't know if I'm missing something really, really obvious here. But anyway, let's zoom that back out. It's slightly strange actually. It says 1530. Yeah, this is right. It's 1530/60, whereas the newer models are 10, 20, 40, 80, 160 and 320. So yeah, it's a little weird. And there we go, there's the 120. So we can see the airport that is up ahead, which means we are currently over beautiful Scotland with my terribly coloured ortho tiles. Yeah, got a lot of work to do on these tiles to tidy them up. Some of them are awesome. Like that green there is correct. This colour here is just far too light. I need to change that. And those are just, I don't know why it does those weird sort of blue colours. Okay. Transition altitude 6,000 feet. Yep, I should have known that already. I don't know why I even bothered checking. We know it's 6,000 feet. It's the UK. And something I noticed while I was just messing around, don't know what this does. Switch it from radio to interphone, and the thing disappears. Which is very cool. So we are a little high, it appears. Let's switch this down now to 60. I'm not sure if the weather radar is working, because I dialed this all the way down, like now. And nothing shows up on here, and I'm not getting any weather. I don't know if it's correct or not. Interestingly, we're not descending as quickly as we were climbing. Not sure why, and I'm really interested to know what these are for. I thought they might be hidden click spots, but they're not. Just for tacking pieces of paper on, maybe? I don't know. Now let's just check something here. Oh. Can't click that one. Okay. I think what we'll do is we'll just keep descending for now. Nose down a little bit further, it appears. So yeah, we'll just keep descending. There's not much to see. To be honest, my ortho tiles are a bit embarrassing, so I'm not that keen on you guys even looking at that horrendous mess. Look at it. It doesn't take much to fix it, but it's just... How did it end up like that anyway? What was Google doing? How did it end up with such a green colour? I honestly don't get it. I really don't. Okay, well we've passed Sunderland. So we're currently in Scotland. We're over the border. But it's still quite a long way to go. And we're descending pretty quickly. On profile, of course. I've already put the minimum decision altitude into here. We've got a landing approach already sorted. That's automatically put in. I literally just put the MDA in. And you can choose your flaps, whether you're going to go with. It does this. I don't know why. 15-20 or 30-40? We're going to go 30-40, I think. 30-40. So landing speed is going to be 144. Not yet past 10,000, so no landing lights or seatbelt signs yet. Put the seatbelt signs on around 12,000 feet, I think. Oh, and landing elevation is 136, so I'm going to put this to 150. That is 150. It's a little weird. Don't know why the numbers don't change. But I don't seem to be able to get the second set of numbers to change. Don't know if it's a bug or if it's real, but I just cannot. And if you see, there's not like some of these where you've got an inner and an outer. Try and find one. No, haven't got one. ILS, that's a good point. I should put the ILS in now. So, course is 61. And 108.9. Perfect. Ah, look, and you press to get the reciprocal. Very nice. If you're using a back course. Which we're not. So 16,000 feet. Put this down now to 30. And the screens freeze up when you go outside, which is a bit weird. But it's not a big deal. TAT, so we need to put the icing on. Go. Once we get over 5 degrees, we can turn it back off again. Quick check of the weather in Edinburgh. Wind 0707 knots, visibility 1.2 miles. Clouds overcast at 100 feet, okay. Temperature 16, dew point 50. No reported precipitation. Altimeter 30.09 inches. Okay. So it sounds like it's going to be a bit of a hairy landing. Right, I'm going to dial this down now. 30.79. So I can now see what altitude we're actually at. We'll change this, obviously. And now we'll put the seatbelt signs on. Of course, as a cargo plane, you don't carry very many passengers, but you will carry some. Crew, possibly. People that want to travel with their cargo. Their cargo is something important. If you take animals with you, I'm pretty sure you're going to be taking a vet with you on the flight, quite possibly. I would not be surprised if that was the case. Right. We should be at flight level 070 by Tartan, which is here. Let me just put this back up. Should have kept that up. It's been stable the whole time. No issues with it so far. Around the 40 mark. It's good. And outside I can get it up to 60 even when in flight. Ah, now there we go. That's a nice one. Let me turn that back off. No, It was a nice one until we started the turn. There we go. That's better. Okay. Put that back on again. It's just so I can try and get a screenshot for later. Need more drag. Spoilers are now fully extended. There should be plenty of drag for you. Because we need to get to 070 by then. That's why. So he's a little bit concerned. So, at or below 10,000, we should set the runway turn-off lights to on. I never understand why it says that. Why would I put the runway turn-off lights to on? They're called runway turn-off. But okay. So runway turn-off lights on. Landing lights on. They have done a really, really good job with the sound in here. I mean, this is the sort of sound quality that you get with things like the BSS packs or FT Sims packs, and it's in standard, so it's very nice. This, I believe, is my decision height. The decision height is 100. So we can see EGPH there, which means we can see EGPH up ahead. It is over there. Nice. Oh, now we've got P-speed. The engines are actually dialing up. So we should put the spoilers back in. The engines will now slow down because they'll realise that we're going too fast. That was just because I had the spoilers in, it did that. It's interesting that it says retard, but it's on auto throttle mode, so I don't have control over it. But there we go. Okay, 2.8 miles, I'm about 800 feet off. What am I going to do? I'm put the speed brakes out just a little to help us slow down. And pull that back to 30. We're currently below the path actually. How could we be below? We must be above. That must mean that we're above the path. Because that doesn't make any sense. Speed limit exceeded. More drag. Okay. Are we now in final approach phase? Has he just gone into final approach phase? Okay. I believe he has. Because 220 is our first phase. So let's put the slats down. And we'll just see what he does, see if he continues to drop the speed. No, he's increasing the speed. But we're not going to exceed our limits if we stay here, so it's fine. There we go. The runway is in sight now. Okay. So we're at airspeed already. Slats are at 15, flaps at 0. Yep. FCU land push button. So there should be apparently a push button called land. There you go, so that arms the localizer and the glide slope. Once the localizer is captured, nav or heading is disengaged automatically. Okay, that's good. Have I still got the spoilers out? I have, haven't I? No, I haven't. So, runway. The airport is over there. We are coming in. So the TAT is not increasing any further. And we are also not decreasing. Why not? So we'll do a level change, because I don't know why he's still staying here. We should be descending. The engines are spooled all the way back. This is looking good. Of course, with an ILS landing, it's difficult to mess it up, but I'm pretty sure I could give it a go. As you'll see in a future video, I can really mess up a landing. I have done it recently. Still getting the TAT infrequent icing range. That should disappear soon. Right, so altimeter is, final check, 30.09, okay. So 30.09, and over here. So we're still on speed, we're still on nav. We're still descending nicely. 5 nautical miles. Should be able to lose all this speedway then. That's the plan at least. Okay, he's recognised that we've got a Cat 2. Now I'm going to go here, and if we do this, we switch into ILS mode. Which I don't know if that's on here. Doesn't seem to, I don't see it. Doesn't mean it's there. It's not there though. Oh, we've caught the localizer. Okay. So we're no longer in nav mode anymore. We've got localizer captured, as you can see. But we've got localizer captured, and we're not actually on the reciprocal yet. 17.9 nautical miles from 18, in fact, is increasing. But we are almost at the 4,000 mark. Right. I'm hoping he's going to turn very soon. He should do, I believe. What is going on here? Put heading select on. I'm not quite sure what he's doing. He seems to want to not play ball. He caught the localizer and then just Foxtrot Oscar. Right. Let's go on to final approach mode. means we need to go down to 206. We should drop a little bit further. And then we can go to 173. And now, if I put land on, okay, that's better. Now he's captured it. Much better. So now that we're on track with the localizer, we're 19 nautical miles out, so I don't actually want to slow the aircraft anymore. I think that would be a little bit silly, so we'll keep it as we are. Apparently, we shouldn't go to flap 15, slap 15 until we're 2,000 feet above ground, so we should have already captured the glide slope when we do that. But, yeah, it's okay. Speed brakes, let's have a look. They are retracted, perfect. Landing light extended. We can now turn off the anti-ice. There is no true air temperature warning anymore. Now let's just do a quick check of the weather again, make sure it's all good. It is, yes. So there we go. That is Edinburgh in the distance. I've got to say, I'm so used to flying passenger aircraft for Walker Air that I look at this and I go, it looks odd. And it is odd. It's just because the windows. I'm so used to seeing windows on here. Yeah, that looks better, but still. Yeah. It's a little confusing for me. So we are 15 nautical miles out. Once we get to 12, we should capture the glide slope. So we've got less than 3 miles to go until we get glide slope capture. And then we will descend to 2,000 feet, which means we should be around about, what would that be? Around about DME 8, I think. We'll be at 2,000 feet. I'm looking on the SimBrief chart. SimBrief, the Navigraph, that's the one I mean. Okay, so we can see here the dot is joining. Turn that back down to 15 again, just so that we have it for if we need it for missed approach. So I should check what the missed approach is. Climb straight ahead to 3,000. Okay. So we will set our heading to, what was the course? 61. So we'll set it, select 61, there we go. So glide slope is now captured. We are descending. Nice. So here I will go to 3,000 for the missed approach. So like I said, oh why? What does that light mean? Preset. Okay. I'm not quite sure what that's all about. Maybe it's profile? No. No, it's not. Honestly, I've not got a clue. So, 3,000 miles out. Got the lovely bridges over there. In fact, we're going to turn off the frame rate just for now, because this is the time where I'll probably get some very nice screenshots, I think. The 4th bridge and the Queen's Ferry crossing as well in the background. Maybe I need to be a little closer. Yes, I think I do. Okay, let's go back inside. Okay, approaching 2,000 feet. So at 2,000 feet, we should go to 1515. Then we can... Then when we're 5 miles out, we can put the gear down. Or actually it says at least 5 miles before touchdown. Okay. So we've hit 2,000. And let's go gear down. Let's watch this gear drop. It's very satisfying watching gear drop. I don't know why. Right, back inside. So, now that the gear's dropped, what's our speed supposed to be? 172. Approach speed 144, so let's dial this guy down to 144 now. And we've got 3 greens for the landing. Okay. So, arm, nose to takeoff, and then flaps to 15 and 20. We're not too low. What's he on about? Okay. Flaps are out, so let's go to full flaps. Awesome. So I think I need to be a little higher. Turn off.
300.
Flight slow. Flight slow. Flight slow. Flight slow.
100.
Okay.
40. 5.
And reverse thrust. Okay. You can now stop your bleeping. Where on earth? Let's clear that message. There we go. Why are you still bleeping at me? I'm thinking that I need to reset this view. Yeah.
Stop rudder input.
Ooh,
Stop rudder input.
that was the wrong button. Where is that incredibly annoying bleeping sound coming from? It's really annoying. How do I get that to shut up? We need to get off the runway. Right, let's bring the flaps up. Oh, no. Let's get those back in. And then we'll put a bit of thrust in. Seriously, stop the noises. Why? 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 Why can't I silence the horn? Brakes are hot, apparently. That's fine. Where? Where is that coming from? I'm really sorry. I cannot get that noise to shut up. I don't know where it's coming from. I do not know how to get that to silence. It's really annoying. So we'll turn off here. And we'll see if I can find a way to get it to shut up a little. For now, let's just get off the runway. Strobe lights off. Lights to taxi. Whoa. Having another diversion here. That's the landing lights off. No, 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 no. Oh, for goodness sake. Come on. I think I was just putting a little bit too much pressure on it. Go. Wing lights, we can put those guys on, I think. Just a little bit more power, and I'm going to have to go and find out what that noise, how to get that to stop. Okay, so you know what? I don't know what I've done wrong. I cannot find anything to get this annoying sound to stop, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the APU on and start it. Should get that low pressure light, I think, and then it should go out. Where's the APU? Here it is. Come on. Just gotta get those wheels out of there. Perfect. And I need to also try and avoid using the brakes. There we go. So we'll just taxi along. I'm going to, of course, ignore that noise. I really don't know what that noise was. Now, of course, one of the big problems I'm having is that because this aircraft is so new, when I Google anything, there's nothing out. Let's pull the throttle back a little. We are going to turn in here. I'm not quite sure where the cargo section at Edinburgh is, but right now I would just like to get us parked up so we can finish this and stop having these noises. So we'll park here at number 10. Technically a passenger area, but you know what? What the hell? Wow, okay. Really likes to skid along. Come on, guy. Come on. Gently does it. I guess we should go for a 320 stop. We're about the same sort of size. So, there we go. Parking brake on. Too far? What? Too far? How dare you? Let's get that light off. Wing light off. Taxi light off. APU is now on, so we'll get the bleed turned on. And we can now cut the engines. Which means beacons can come off as well. Very nice. So, we are down. And that is it. I really hope you've enjoyed this. It was not the best landing. Definitely not. And I don't know what on earth is going on with that chime. The aircraft, as I said, released yesterday. I think it is good fun. I think it's really nice. It's good fun. Whether the price puts you off, I can't say. You know, it's really not the cheapest aircraft. But yeah, it's still very nice. And personally, I think it's worth the money. Especially if you come and join Walker Air and you fly it in this. But for now, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for watching. And I will see you again soon. Bye-bye.